Welcome back to the Irish Bandit channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I, as always, am your host, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. If you didn't see this past Tuesday's video, you can go check it out right here. We're walking around the floor at Saskatoon Entertainment Expo 2022. First year it's been back since all the whole craziness of the world catching on fire. It was a good return for Saskatoon Expo. We'll talk about that in a little bit and everything surrounding Saskatoon Entertainment Expo. What was new, what changed, what I liked, what I didn't like. Let's talk about it all now. So what's new? What led to this? Well, I'm not really sure what led to everything, with everything being changed about Saskatoon Entertainment Expo, because Saskatoon Expo was privately run originally. Now it is being run by a big corporation here within the city, Prairieland Park, which, you know, on one hand, being run by a big corporation, they could put a little bit more money into it and get a bigger list of celebrities. So on that hand, that's fantastic. I totally love that aspect of it. Now, we were supposed to have Saskatoon Entertainment Expo in 2020. That was going to be the last year that it'd be run in September, and then coming in 2021, it would have moved to its new date in late April. Unfortunately, neither of those happened because, like I said before, the world caught on fire. So this was the first year we were able to have another expo, and I gotta say, it has been very much missed, honestly and truthfully. Not being at Saskatoon Entertainment Expo for the last 2 years has really done something to me emotionally, because I know when it first when the pandemic is still going on, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. When September of 2020 came around, that was when Saskatoon Expo was supposed to be for that year, because they were going to keep it. I already talked about this. I started going through major withdrawals at that point. It was like, oh, I should be at Expo. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I should be helping out, blah, 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 because 2019 was the first year that I volunteered and had a blast doing that in 2019. I had a blast doing it again this year, don't get me wrong. I'll talk about that in a minute or two. But yeah, it was just, Saskatoon Entertainment Expo was so missed by a lot of people, myself included. I just, for having it for so long and then not having it, it's almost like you don't know what you got till it's gone. That's how I felt about Saskatoon Expo. So let's talk about a little bit more of the changes that were made. So the change in administration and the change of months isn't the only thing that was changed about Saskatoon Expo this year. It has now moved to 3 days, which I actually enjoyed. I love the fact that it started Friday night and then ended, well, as the video is being filmed, today at 5 o'clock. It was like a preview of what to expect the following 2 days, because the Friday show only ran from 3:30 when they were letting superfans in to 9 o'clock. So you've got a little preview. No celebrities were there. The only announced celebrities that were there were Leroy and Leroy. But as for anybody else, no, they weren't there yet. So, like I said, preview, and then you could just take in the sights and do everything there. Instead of having a cosplay contest, they had a cosplay red carpet, which, okay, I kind of enjoyed that, honestly. It was nice to see everyone back in their cosplays looking fantastic. There were some great looking cosplays this year. I saw a cosplay of Beast from X-Men, and that was so awesome to see. I loved that so much. But yeah, great costumes this year, and it was great to see the community back out the way it was. It's like I said in the previous segment, this is something that has been sorely missed. Now, what are some things that I didn't like? Well, I didn't like the pared down nature of everything, because it was just really confined to 2 places, that being in Hall E for the trade show and Hall C for the Q&As. There wasn't really a big emphasis on the artist alley, because the only 2 artists, I want to say three artists because one I saw in 2019, and then the other two were like Tom Grummett and Don Sparrow, local artists. If you don't know Tom Grummett, read a comic book. The man was one of the geniuses behind the Death of Superman series back in the 90s, and he is just fantastic. Canadian, Saskatoon, just a fantastic artist. I have one of his prints. One second. When I was helping out in 2019, I got this amazing Batman print from Tom, and it's really funny because the guy who I was working with on that day, like this was the Sunday, the final day, him and I were talking with Tom after the show, and he just pulls out these two prints, one of Superman, one of Batman, and he hands me the Superman one. He hands Neil this Batman one, and Neil's just like, "You want to switch?" Because I'm more of a Superman guy, and I'm like, "I'm more of a Batman guy." So hell yeah, I'll switch. I was. It's not that I don't like Superman. I do. I mean, I have the complete Superman, nearly all the Superman movies on DVD. I have very little in the way of Batman, but I got the Nolan Batman movies, which fine by me. But I do have a lot of respect for Superman. He's the comic book character who you think about when you think about comic books. Honestly, in my opinion, it may be different for you, but when I think about comic books, I think about Superman. But I mean, come on, Batman's my guy. So there wasn't a whole lot in the way of Artist Alley. There wasn't any community panels this time around either, because in previous years you would have the main hall that would have the big Q&As for William Shatner, Maurice LaMarche, Rob Paulson, Carrie Fisher, James Marsters, Tom Felton, all the big names that were coming. And then you'd have the littler theater, or little area for just these community panels. And I thought that was just a great touch that was sorely missed by me this year. Another thing that I didn't like, now this is nothing on the Expo people at all, and this isn't even on Carrie Elwes either, honestly and truthfully. But I didn't like the fact that Carrie Elwes had to cancel the day of Saskatoon Expo, like day 2. It came out that because of medical complications, because of a snake bite he received earlier in the week, he had to leave, which is unfortunate. I'm not, this is nothing against Expo, Prairie Land, or Carrie Elwes. I just thought that was kind of not good. I hate saying it's not a good look for Expo because it makes me feel like I'm coming down on them, and when I'm really, really not. But what can you do? The man got bit by a rattlesnake. He tried to tough it out as best he could, and I'm kind of hoping that they come back, that he's able to return for that. Because from what I understand, he did make it to Saskatoon, but just, medical complications arose, and he had to go back to LA, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, again, what can you do? Another big thing that I did not like and makes me thankful that I was volunteering this year is the fact that ticket prices went up. Now, for me, the big factor for Saskatoon Expo, any other year that I went, was the affordability of it. Whereas you have all these other big conventions with the same names that are coming, you're shelling out $200, $300, $400 for a weekend pass. I love the fact that I could go to this, support my local Comic-Con, and only pay less than $40 to get in for the entire weekend. Now that's being run by a corporation, a profit has to be made. I get that. I understand it. But $90 for a 3-day pass, that's a little much if you ask me. But hey, like I said, I understand there's a profit to be had. Regina is still run by Mike and Chris, two great guys who I have the utmost respect for. $36 for a weekend pass for that one. I would love to go. They announced Judith Hoag from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I would love to go meet her because she's such a sweetheart online, on her social media. She has liked quite a few of the things that I've replied to her. So I would love to meet her and just tell her, thank you for being so awesome online. You're just You're just incredible, and it's such an honor to get to meet you. There's one more thing that I did not like. And again, this isn't directed towards Prairieland Park, Saskatoon Entertainment Expo, anything like that. It's directed at you. I'm going to get on my soapbox here. If I'm going to sound angry, it's because I am angry. Quite a few times this weekend, all I heard was, well, they have such a crappy lineup of guests. To who? To you? Do you think they have a crappy lineup of guests? I don't. I never think that any year. Like, any year that somebody has come, like somebody I wanted to see, it would be like, I don't know this person. I don't know this person. I've never seen anything that person was in. Ooh, gotta meet him. Ooh, gotta meet her. Well, I don't know who that person is. I don't know what they've been in. But I've never said it's a crappy lineup. If somebody else is excited because Winston Cruz is coming to Saskatoon Expo, or Catherine McNamara is coming to Saskatoon Expo, who are you to crap all over that? That's why I never say stuff like that. I never say, oh, this is such a crappy lineup. No, it's not a crappy lineup. It may be a crappy lineup to you, but for someone else, that could be the moment of their lives. So I never want to hear bullcrap like that again from anybody. I have conditioned myself not to say it. Just because I don't know who someone is doesn't mean I'm going to say, oh, what a crappy lineup. No, because that could ruin somebody else's experience. If someone said, oh, Rob Paulson, Marisa Marshall, oh, they suck as voice actors, that would have ruined my experience, because those two men are my heroes. And after meeting them in 2017, they have earned that hero status. So, and they will remain that hero status for everything they did for coming to Saskatoon Expo, for what they did, for what Maurice did for my best friend's son. I don't want to hear crap like that anymore from anybody. You may not like who they're bringing. Somebody else will. So get off your high horse. So what was I doing this year at Saskatoon Expo? Well, I had a pretty simple job, really. When you think about things and everybody that was coming through, and there wasn't a huge crowd this year. I can understand that fully why. But my job was just to make sure that everybody coming into Hall E all had a stamp or wristband or badge saying they belonged here. Because there was a few different things going on in Prairieland Park. In one of the other halls, you had Ukrainian dancers happening, and in the other hall, you had vaccinations going on as well. So it was funny because Saturday morning, I had quite a few people coming up to me saying, is this where the vaccinations is happening? No, that's down in Hall B. Just go down all the way down there. Oh, all the way down there? Yeah, it's a bit of a hike, but you can make it. So yeah, I just had to make sure that nobody from the Ukrainian dancers was sneaking in when they shouldn't have. But it was a lot different, but I had a lot of fun. I still meet a lot of great people doing volunteer work. You know the kind of person, you know what kind of a person you meet when your weird vibes with their weird in such a great way. That's exactly what happened to me and one other person who was working there. And it was so funny because Friday afternoon, before the general public was, before we let the general public in, I was talking with one of the guys next to me. He goes, so which guys, because my friend Jason was coming out, and he was like, so where's your friend? That guy right there in the Spider-Man hoodie and the RKO hat. Oh, I know him. He's a friend of mine too. Oh, let's mess with him. Yes, let's mess with him. And today we were talking, and I caught a look at his t-shirt, and it is a Doki Doki. He was wearing a Doki Doki Literature Club t-shirt, silhouette of Monica on it, saying delete on it. It's like I told Jason. Okay, he's one of my best friends now. We have a mutual love for Doki Doki Literature Club. So yeah, he's one of my best friends now. He doesn't even know it. He's my best friend. Or one of my best friends, because I've got quite a few. And you can have more than one best friend. Trust me on that one. Would I volunteer again? In a heartbeat? Of course I would. I still want to support my local expo, my local convention any way I can. Be it by being a paid attendee with everything going on right now. Well, I mean, I'm not going to get into full detail, but there's a light at the end of my tunnel when it comes to that. But I really can't do a lot of things I used to be able to do just yet. But we're getting there. We're getting there. But would I go as a paid attendee? Absolutely. Would I go as a volunteer? In a heartbeat. It's such a fun environment, and everyone's there to have fun. Everyone's there to just cut loose and revel in our geekdom, you know. But my ultimate goal, see, I told this to someone when we were working yesterday. My ultimate goal for 2023 Saskatoon Expo, I'm not going as a paid attendee. I'm not going as a volunteer. I'm going as an exhibitor. Because, along with talking about my Saskatoon Expo experience, I've got an announcement to make. So, are you guys ready for the announcement? Shade Falling will be published this year. I am going through the final edits, the final rewrites, and I am going to be publishing Shade Falling through Kindle Direct Publishing. And once that is all sorted out, and once I have everything set in place, link, prices, I will make a video and let everybody know. I am going to have it available on paperback, because, you know, how can you write a pulp novel and not do a paperback version of it? It's just inconceivable. And I'm also going to be releasing a Kindle version for it as well, for people who would like to have their reading material on a tablet or what have you. So yes, Shade Falling will be published this year. And what I would like to do in regards to Saskatoon Entertainment Expo is I would like to buy a few dozen copies, let's say, or if they're like, do you want to sell some of the copies? We'll just give them to you. Absolutely, yes, that's what I want to do. Get a few dozen copies. Go to Saskatoon Entertainment Expo. Go to Regina's Expo and set up a booth and sell copies of my book there. I think that would be a full circle moment for me, coming in 2014 as a paid attendee for the first time, and then nearly 10 years later, wow, nearly 10 years later, going as a exhibitor, vendor, what have you, just saying, anybody who comes up to me, just being so proud of this book that I wrote. So yes, I'm going through the final edits, cleaning things up, and I got a few more things to worry about in the meantime, but come June, all my attention is going towards publishing Shade Falling, and hopefully I'll have a copy of it before the end of the year. I can't. I'm so looking forward to like 2 years of hard work is finally going to be paid off, and I cannot wait. Before we wrap things up, I first want to apologize for my little outburst earlier in this episode. But yeah, I don't dig on stuff like that. So that's all I have to explain myself with. But what did you think of Saskatoon Expo this year, and what are you looking forward to in the coming years? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'd really love to read. While you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. In the description, you're going to see a link to all of my social media. You're going to see a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, my Reddit page, my Redbubble store where you can pick up all your Irish Bandit merchandise. Whatever you're looking for is at the Irish Bandit shop. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, tap the bell and you'll be notified whenever a brand new video goes live. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing Tuesday just yet, so I'll let you know. But coming Thursday is the video that I didn't do this past Thursday of the various artists showcase for DDLC mods. So you'll get that next Thursday instead. So guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these 2 Sask Expo videos, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.